Welcome back to Wildy's Garage, and welcome back to part 3 of Coyote swapping my Foxbody. Today we are installing the final 2 accessories onto the Coyote over here, so we can get it prepped, ready to go into the Foxbody. Obviously that engine has to come out before we can put the new one in. No shit. But the final 2 pieces, this KRC power steering pump and this AC compressor, because the one on the engine is damaged. It probably could have been saved with a new clutch, but it was like $70 for this new compressor, and then with the kit, the entire kit was like $749 or something, but it was like another like $70 just to add the compressor in, so I did that. But yeah, so I'm gonna get these 2 parts ready to be installed. Living in Florida, it gets hot down here. I know, shocker. Like I mentioned before, I daily drove the Foxbody for 6 months, and it was hot during that time, and the AC actually worked. So I can't imagine driving it now or swapping this Coyote into it and then not adding AC into it so I can enjoy it in the summer. I do plan on daily driving it as much as I can once I get this swap done. So AC would be a plus. That's why I picked up this SVE Foxbody Coyote swap conversion kit for 82 to 93 Mustangs. Now, there are 3 conditions you need to know about this air conditioning kit.
So funny.
The first one is you will have to relocate the sway bar, either by fabricating your own custom like drop mounts almost, or there are kits out there that you can buy, and I think they're like $85. So that's one. Condition number 2. This only works with a 6-rib crank pulley on the Coyote. If you have a F-150, you'll have a 4-rib crank pulley. You will need to source a Coyote or a Mustang pulley so you can run this kit. The third and final condition of this air conditioning kit is you either need to run a manual steering rack or go with the KRC power steering. If you go with the power by the hour kit, it will not work because of the serpentine routing of the AC compressor. This kit comes with this, I don't know what, I think it's called a manifold. Well, let's see here. The AC compressor suction discharge manifold. You won't be able to run that because of the serpentine routing. So, what's in the box?
What's in the box? What's in the fucking box?
This is what's in the box. You get a new AC compressor and clutch with an 8-rib pulley, AC compressor suction discharge manifold, compressor to engine bolts, compressor clutch pigtail, AC accumulator and hose assembly, AC cycling switch, clutch cycling switch harness, AC stretch belt, condenser, AC liquid lines for 82 to 86 and 87 to 93 models, orifice tubes, machine spacers, manifold fitting retaining bolts, and replacement O-rings. So that's the full package. It's actually a lot of stuff. It's the entire kit, everything you need to run that engine in this car and have some cold AC blowing in your hair. Obviously, I won't be installing everything I just mentioned. I'll just be installing the AC compressor, obviously, and this manifold tube here. And that'll get me pretty much what I need to get this engine in, obviously along with the power steering pump. So I'm going to go ahead and get started on that. So earlier I mentioned that this kit comes with a 8-rib pulley for the compressor, and no, I did not misspeak. It does come with that, but this kit you will just use the first 6 ribs on the compressor, and it will be just fine. I'm pretty sure this compressor is just a 4.6 liter compressor. Can't confirm, but I'm pretty sure that's all it is. But got 3 bolts holding the old one in. and a couple wiring harnesses. I'm just going to end up cutting this belt out, and then it should be out. Booyah! Took about 2 minutes. Old AC compressor is out. Alright, I got the pump here, and on this tag it says to drain the shipping oil that was in there, so I just did that. Dumped it all out. Now I got these 2 dowels, and on the Coyote compressor, they have them sitting right here. So that's where I'm going to put these ones. I'm going to do that on the bench real quick. Okay, got those in. I've got the mounting bolts here. And the kit said it came with 3, but I've got 5 here, so not exactly sure what happened there. Seems like I'm getting a lot of extra hardware when I order parts, because the headers came with a complete other set of fasteners to put them on, and I didn't need all those. But anyway, I'm looking for the belts. Just go. Okay. So, like I mentioned, 8 rib pulley. You're going to use the first 6. So these 2 back here will not be used. Actually, I need to get the serpentine belt off real quick. Alrighty, I'm over here now on the front of the engine. Going to pull this serpentine belt off. Maybe. There we go. This guy on there. Cool. Now I just messed up the routing for this. Cool. Got that on. Alrighty, I got the compressor here, and I ended up putting the manifold on. I don't know if I mentioned that before, but I wasn't going to put it on just because I don't have any oil yet. But I'm going to have to put it on because of the exhaust. It'll just be easier to put it on now versus later, and then I can just fill it up from here. This specific compressor came with shipping oil in it, so I had to drain that out. But this does take 3 ounces of oil when I do go to, well, actually that's not true. It's per OEM specs, so I'm going to have to figure out who actually, or what this was actually, this AC compressor was actually designed for. There we go. And then see what those specs are. So I've already fitted it up once, and it was still a little bit loose. The belt was, so I added some more spacers, or I added some spacers. So I'm going to fit it up again and then see where we're at. Alrighty, I got the compressor here, and I ended up putting the manifold on. I don't know if I mentioned that before, but alrighty, I got the AC compressor on, as you can see. I did not get the belt on yet. I need to get one of those belt spreader tools so I can throw that on. I did end up putting up on this manifold tube. I think I mentioned that already. It was just going to be easier to put it on while the compressor was off to avoid messing with the headers and there's enough space, but it was just easier with it off. And I can still get some oil down in there through these 2 tubes, even with the engine installed in the car, if it came down to that. Hopefully I'll get some before that, but anyway. The final things I need to do is put the belt on, make sure that the belt's tight. If not, I need to add a few more of these spacers. I've already got a set on there, but I think that should be the right tension for the belt. And then the last thing is the wiring. I'll have to look into that. I'm pretty sure this one is for the clutch, which I have this harness here that'll go in there, obviously wired up. But that second one, I am not 100% sure what that one is for. I want to say it's probably the pressure switch or the cycle switch. No, it can't be that, because that goes on to the accumulator or dryer or whatever it's called. So I'll have to figure out if I actually need this one. It went onto the back of the OEM here, so yeah, I'll have to figure that out. But we're gonna move on to the KRC power steering. That will go right here, and keep this moving forward while we wait for those for that tool and oil. Alrighty guys, I grew a pair and I ended up getting the stretch belt on there by hand. I just forced it on and spun the crank pulley and it went on. I did find out some information about the AC compressor. It's off a bunch of various different vehicles. I saw like Honda, Buick, a lot of early 2000s Fords, F-150s, 250s. So as far as that goes, that's what that AC pump is, or AC compressor, if you wanted to try to find this, just a compressor, I guess. But with that, I also found out information of how much oil I should be using in the AC system. LMR, who puts this or sells the SVE AC kit, recommends using the Foxbody OEM specification, which is 7 ounces of oil. And I'll use that same OEM specification for when going to fill it up with what is it, R134A. So as far as specs on oil and refrigerant, I'm just using whatever OEM Ford used for the Foxbody. All right, the last thing is the wiring for the AC. What I'm gonna do is wire it to the factory harness on the Foxbody, this AC clutch harness here, and then the pressure sensor switch, whatever that is. That will get the AC actually running. But the only thing with that is it's not communicating with the Coyote engine computer, telling it that the AC is engaged and the electric fans need to go on high. So I'll have to fart around with that and see if I can figure out a way to get that communicating. I'm wondering if I can just splice this harness into the factory harness, and that might be able to give it the signal it needs. But I'm also thinking that if I do that, then the computer will think that it's running the AC and it'll cycle the clutch. So maybe that can be worked out with a tune or something. I'm not sure. I still have to send this off to a tuner so I can get the essentially like the PAT system, which is the alarm immobilizer stuff. I got to get that removed, and then I want to get the performance tune put on it, kind of like what Ford Performance puts on it, on a control pack ECU. So there's things that are going to be going on in the background that I got to figure out. I'm also obviously working on the wiring harness over here. As you can see, it's a few days later from when I initially filmed the AC compressor install. So I'm just rambling on and out, nothing now, just a bunch of stuff that's running through my head. But yeah, got the AC compressor on, got the belt to go on. 7 ounces of oil for the AC system. The AC compressor comes off of early 2000 vehicles, I will say, Honda, Buick, Ford, whatever. Wiring, I'm going with factory Foxbody wiring to that AC compressor for now. And yeah, I guess that wraps up the little update. Anyway, hopefully that was good footage. I just realized I'm like holding the camera super close to my face. But yeah, back to the regular scheduled video. Alrighty, I got the KRC power steering kit laid out here, and I'm just going in with this completely blind. I can't really find any instructions or videos on how to put this in, so I'm just going to figure it out here. Gonna have to remove this water pump pulley so we can install this guy here. This will work for a 4-bolt or 3-bolt water pump, depending on what your Coyote you got. But originally I was going to buy this entire kit from LMR that included a SVE plumbing kit. But they ran out of stock as soon as I was ready to order, so I'm having to order those two things separately, which kind of works out in the end anyway. But it would have been nice and convenient if I could have got everything at once. This kit comes with power steering pump, obviously, with the pulley, installation hardware, water pump, pulley, mounting bracket, belt, and that's it. That's all it comes with. Like I mentioned, I was trying to buy the entire kit from LMR, but they ran out, which is fine. It's just going to cost me a little bit more, but at this point, what difference does it make? I'm already this far into it. There we go. Actually, I've got some Loctite. I'm going to put just a dab on all of these. That way, when I need to take it off, because I messed something up, I can't get them off. But in the event that I don't need to take it off, well, now they're securely on there. Ooh. Okay, got some red Loctite on the bolts here. Throw them on the water pump pulley, and then move on to the bracket, the actual bracket that holds on the power steering pump. And then that's pretty much it. Actually, well, I guess I'll get to that when I get to the bracket. Alright, I got the water pump pulley on. Now I'm going to move on to installing the bracket. To install this bracket, you remove this, and this, those 3 timing bolts, or timing cover bolts, there we go, and then install the bracket. Oh, Now with this bracket, there are 3 spacers you get. These 2 are the same, this one is longer. These are the same length, that one's longer. And then it's just gonna go right like so. And it looks like I need to take that water pump right back off. Let me at least get these started. Well, maybe I don't. And then tighten it down to whatever OEM spec the timing cover is, which is, in my case, good and tight. Because I don't know. I don't know what spec these bolts are tightened to, and to be honest, I really don't care. Because I'm probably going to over tighten it anyway, and it'll be just fine. Okay. And then we got the power steering pump. This is a lot easier than I thought it was going to be, I'll tell you that. Obviously this power steering pump can go on only one way. There is some instruction though. And honestly, I don't know what I got. There's a, oh my gosh. It says, if you're using first design pump, insert set screw in upper hole C to strengthen the bracket. It's best to use Loctite on set screw. Use 2 5/16 bolts and washer to attach pump to the bracket. I don't know what pump I have, but I'm just gonna go with whatever. There's already a set screw in there. I'm gonna leave that one in there and just install it how it is. I'll try to find some more information as to what that's talking about, but like I said, I couldn't really find any instructions or even to videos on how to install this pump. So I mean, thus far it's been pretty easy, but there are some specs, like what generation pump you have or the first style pump, and I don't know what I have. Hopefully you guys can see still. There is a adjustable screw back there, so when you tighten it down, you'll get your belt tension. Damn. Tight like a tiger.
You have a tight body. Yes. I see that from your tight pants. Yes, you are tight like a tiger.
Here we go. Cool. That's tight. Everything's on. Boom. Next video will be removing the engine. It's finally coming out. I'm gonna do it. Pull the trigger. I'm gonna take it on one last drive before it goes away. But yeah, this engine will soon be in there. We'll be driving soon, probably not, but the engine will be in there. I also got some other goodies that will be going in too. So stay tuned for that. That's going to be a wrap for this video. Like, comment, share, subscribe, all that jazz, and we will catch you on the next one. Welcome back to Wiltie's Garage. This is part 3 of Coyote swapping my Foxbody Mustang. Living in northern Florida, it gets hot. I know, shocker. The final condition of this air conditioning kit is you either need to run a manual if you're going to run a manual power steering, or a manual steering rack. There we go. Able to get this damn it, why is it sweat coming right on that side of my face? Alrighty, I know I mentioned earlier the